All right, hello everyone. So this is my presentation of the Healthcare Technology Management Large Language Model, HTM-LLM for short. My name's Chris Ahn. I am Team Dayton VA Medical Center. That's where I hail from. It is a large hospital in Dayton, Ohio. So I will start off with the overview. I'll talk about the problem, who I am, why I'm doing this, talk about my solution, HTM-LLM. I'll talk about what it's like to live without it, and then talk about what it's like with it. I'll go over the architecture, how it's built, give my demo, and then wrap it up. So I am a biomedical engineer at a large hospital, and I'm part of a service called Healthcare Technology Management. So we manage medical devices across the entire life cycle. We're unique, actually, within the VA nationwide in that we have a innovations program, which is the reason I'm here, learning about artificial intelligence and building things like this. So I work closely with biomedical engineering technicians who work on medical devices day in and day out. And they have service manuals for these often complex devices, which can run to the hundreds of pages. So if they're working on a medical device and they want to take a service manual with them, which happens a lot, they're either working with a paper copy, large binders, or digital copies on their laptops or on their phone. So the solution to carrying all this stuff around or dealing with trying to search within a service manual when you're out on the floors of the hospital is HTM-LLM. It uses retrieval augmented generation with the medical device service manual as a reference. You can access it via laptop or mobile, and it gives time back to the technician, right? So 15 to 20 minutes a day, 3 to 4 times a day, perusing service manuals can get cut down to 1 to 2 minutes, 3 to 4 times a day. That's 12.5% time savings a week. For a department like mine, which has about 25 people, that's potentially 2 staff members, which you don't have to hire, or potentially more time per technician to do other things like professional development or work on more medical devices, really just make things easier for the technician. So what happens without it? Well, you're going to go to your table of contents in your service manual. You're flipping through pages, or if you're using keyword search in a digital manual, you're entering a keyword. Then you're going to navigate to your page or scroll through your keyword hits and then find your answer. Often this will happen on a tiny phone screen, or you're balancing a laptop in a patient care area, or you've got this giant binder and you're flipping through pages. With HTM-LLM, you ask the question and you receive the answer. It's much simpler. So this is the architecture diagram. Starts with the question. Chainlet is the front end. The question goes to the embedding model. I use Qt as my vector database, and then that gets passed to the prompt template, puts everything together, the question, the context, and the rest of the template. That goes to the chat model, GPT-4o, which then returns the answer, which is displayed in Chainlet. So that's all hosted on Hugging Face. So here's the demo. So this is based on the Welch-Allen Connex 6000 vital signs monitor. I picked this because devices like this are in almost every single doctor's office. It takes blood pressure, body temperature, heart rate, and yeah, it's very common. So that's one of the reasons I picked it. So we'll go ahead and go over to the demo. So let's say I'm a biomedical equipment technician. I haven't worked on one of these for a while because I work on maybe up to 60 to 70 different medical devices over the course of a year. And I need to get into the non-invasive blood pressure settings, and I've forgotten the workflow, right? So I just want to look it up. But instead, I'll ask HTM-LLM, how do I access advanced IBP settings? So it'll give me the answer. This is word for word what is in the service manual. I get into the NIBP settings. I change some settings. Maybe I've changed a blood pressure cuff or something like that. And then I exit the settings and I test it, right? But I notice that the NIBP frame or the display isn't showing. I'm not getting the blood pressure values at all. So I'll just ask instead of searching the service manual. The NIBP frame is blank. What's wrong? And how do I fix it? So these answers are, again, word for word from the service manual, which is perfect. This particular service manual, I think, ranges about 250 pages. So this is not something I want to be shuffling through if I can help it. All right, so I run through my troubleshooting steps. I won't go into it now, but I can ask this chatbot, how do I check the error logs, for example, from choice 3? Or I can ask it, where do I get the service tool? And it'll return those same answers from the service manual. All right, so I troubleshoot and I find out my NIBP pump assembly is bad. It's just not returning data back to the main board. So I just need to replace the pump assembly. So I could go into the appendix and search through quite a large table of various parts, or I can just ask the chatbot, what's the part number for the NIBP pump assembly? And it gives me the part number. I call the Hillrom, which owns Welch Allen, tell them to send me the part, and then they'll overnight it to me, and I'm back up and running. So that's a demonstration of how this can improve the process by which technicians fix medical devices. And that is the end of my present. Oh, wait, next steps. Sorry. Yeah, next steps. What am I going to do with this? So I'm going to expand the available service manuals. So I'd like to use a menu search system to show available manuals and then use retrieval augmented generation just on that manual. And the reason being is often we'll have different makes and models of a particular medical device. So for that vital signs monitors, we have 2 or 3 of them floating, 2 or 3 of those makes and models floating around the hospital. Just because they're different ages, they go on different life cycles for replacement. Although we do try to standardize, we're moving more towards that now. Next step would be multimodal. I think that's actually the end state for this. Not only to be able to return the technical drawings that are often in these service manuals, but also I would love to be able to take a picture of a part and feed it to the chatbot and have it return the part to me. I think that would be the biggest time saver and make this even more effective than potentially it is now. And that is it. Any questions?